Hello, hello, lovely sim racers. It's Constantinos, and this is Lovely Sim Racing. And today is a huge day. I actually had a lot of trouble doing this stream. For some reason, I don't know, OBS was crashing, so I had to reinstall it and basically go through every single one of my scenes and make sure they didn't have any plugins that running, and it eventually just removed the advanced mask, whatever it's called. And it seems to be the problem, so it's not fixed. But I hope you all are okay and have been sim racing more than I have. I've just been testing. That's all I've been doing. But today I'm going to do two things. I'm going to basically talk about the new update. If you have any questions, let me know. This is a massive update, and yeah, I'm going to go in details a bit later. And I also have a surprise unboxing, literally surprise. This has not been even opened. So this is, I've had this since Tuesday. I've not had time to even open the cardboard box. So yeah, that's going to be a good one. How is everybody? I hope everyone's fine. Let me see you guys in the chat. Let me see a hello or something. Just know that it's alive and working, and sound is good, and music and all the levels and everything is working. Yeah, just let me know. Hey Richard, welcome to the stream. Maverick, welcome to the stream, man. Nice to see you all. Yeah, just go in the chat and say hi. Just want to see what's going up with you guys. How you doing? Have you all downloaded the new version? Have you installed it? Have you tried it out? Are you Le Mans Ultimate players? Like, how does this thing go for you? Because I'll be honest, Rico Suave, that was a song, I'm pretty sure, back in the 80s, maybe 90s. BP Key, how you doing, man? Adding LMU is a huge concern. Literally, this is a huge concern, not on many levels, on extremely many levels. So I was kind of on the fence if I should do the LMU stuff. I really wanted to, obviously, like who wouldn't? It's an amazing game. It's going places, basically. It's going places. It's going places that other sims did not. And the problem is that they're not doing any LMU telemetry natively. So there's nothing native to come into SimHub and the dashboard. And that's what I was on the fence about. Hey, Richard, that's good. Everything's good with the chat. Yeah, with a plugin. Thankfully. So Kalispera. Doesn't sound like a Greek name, Zoe Rosa Perde. But I'll just say Kalispera. Kalispera, good evening in Greek. Yeah, let's see. Let's get more people in the chat. Share this live. I want to do a discussion on why I chose to implement LMU the way I did, what I did to implement it, which is important, and then I'll just open up the plugin and just walk you through a few things. There are small changes you might have not noticed. Obviously, you know, the elephant in the room is the pit wall, which is a massive update, and I actually had to scale it down. The pit wall update in the plugin was scaled down last minute because I chickened out. There's a lot more features to the pit wall, obviously, not just those what you saw. There's a lot more, but I just scaled it down because I chickened out. When I say chickened out, you realize what I mean. And I wasn't sure if it was stable enough to release it with all those features, but those will come within like, yeah, a few weeks time, just some testing. Maverick, haven't been on my rig for a week, haven't had time, hoping to get on Saturday and will update then, but I haven't been iRacing. Love the dash, but was planning on getting LMU going forward. Yeah, I mean, I was testing a bit with LMU. It is a really, like, honestly, it's one of those sims that, you know how Rensport came out, you know, guns blazing, and suddenly no one knows where Rensport is. LMU was, I think, kind of like after. LMU came in the aftermath of what happened with RF2, and Max Verstappen just being like furious about the game and crashing and hacking and whatever was going on with it. I don't remember the details. I remember the whole fiasco thing with RF2. And, you know, then we got LMU, which is basically RF2, you know, reworked or whatever. I don't know the details and everything, but obviously it was spawned from that. But it's going places. That's all I can say. Like with all the LM cars and GT3s and everything, like it's a really nice game, and it's being refined consistently and constantly, which is good, which is a good thing. So for me, it was a no-brainer to actually add support for LMU. Honestly, it was I had to do it. So we're 10 people watching right now. If you have any questions regarding how it works, just let me know. And if you see this later on, just put it in the chat or join Discord, lsr.gg/discord. I'm more than happy to answer any of your questions. Rico, I have not bought LMU primarily on iRacing. Yeah, you are already taken care of with the previous versions. So let's just go over. I'll just explain why LMU has been implemented the way it has. So if you haven't seen it, let me launch let me launch. Where is it? All right. I'll launch SimHub and just walk you through and show you how it works. Sorry, I have to start up Windows. This is my development environment. I already mentioned this at some point. So like this is where I work. I just hit a button by mistake. All right, so this is where I work. But everything that I do here, it's on a Mac Mini. So what's wrong? And I use Parallels. Parallels needs to be updated. Oh, please, not now. Let me just do my work. And it works fine. You know, SimHub and everything works perfectly fine. So let me just boot up SimHub and I'll just walk you through how and why I implemented LMU the way I did. There were many ways to do it, but also how. It's kind of important. So while this is booting, LMU does not have native at all telemetry. And the way it works, all right, let me just go here. Okay. I think I can share my screen. I'd be safe to do so. All right, so let's move this over here. All right, so what you're looking at basically is a Mac with Parallels running Windows on it. So, you know, it's in coherence mode if you don't know that, which basically is it's two OSs working in the same environment. So I have both Mac and Windows working in the same way. So let's go back to the LMU implementation. Hey Tony, how you doing? And Sam, welcome to the stream. I'm gonna do a walkthrough through the LMU implementation and the plugin and the updates that I have, but I'm also gonna do an unboxing later on right after this. So stick around. So what happens is there's no clear path to getting telemetry from LMU into SimHub into the dashboards. So Timur, he created a plugin called Redadeg. I'll call it Redadeg, even if it might be wrong. Gloves are right here. I'm putting those through their paces as well. So Timur created Redadeg, that plugin, and also revamped the RF2 shared memory plugin into the LMU shared memory plugin. So how this works is inside of LMU, in the game, you put a DLL, which reads the shared memory of the game, and that plugin, which lives inside of the LMU plugin folder, shares telemetry directly with the Redadeg plugin in SimHub. So basically, it's not one, it's two plugins. One lives inside of LMU, the other one inside of SimHub. And these things talk to each other and they get the data from them. And Redadeg basically creates properties in SimHub and you can use it and blah, blah, blah. So it's simple logic, but very complicated to actually implement. In fact, another problem that exists is every time that LMU updates, it removes foreign libraries from its plugin folder, which means every time it updates, you need to reinstall the shared memory plugin. Not always, I've seen it not happen always, but most of the time it does. So if something breaks, it's because of that. Also, LMU, that's why last stream I mentioned that if I release something, it'll be after June 10th. So June 10th is when LMU released the new version. I wanted to wait until Timur and Hagel basically updated their plugins to work and they're stable, and then release my own. So this is why I released it today and not on Tuesday. Everything was ready on Tuesday. So now that you know how these plugins work, so there's a plugin inside of LMU that shares information to the plugin inside of SimHub, and that plugin in SimHub creates the properties where we can use inside of our in our dashboards. And Timur created Redadeg, and Redadeg was basically open sourced, where Hagel took that plugin and created NeoRed, right? So there are two plugins right now, two popular plugins working with the same shared memory plugin on LMU that create properties in SimHub. These two plugins are the most popular ones. I don't know of any other, basically. These are the two ones. The thing is, early on, these two plugins could not coexist. So if you have both of them, they might conflict, they might create issues in your dashboard. And also, speaking to Nicolas of SimHub, he also told me the way it works, it might actually crash SimHub at some point. So I decided not to implement it. I held off implementing LMU for a very long time because I was scared of that. But I know that people are already using these plugins, either Redadeg or NeoRed, and I know that they're happy with it, and they are basically, I've seen the lovely dashboard being hacked. Well, not hacked in a bad way. They just basically shared the code to make it compatible with these plugins. So I'm like, if people are already doing this, right? Why not just implement it? Why not just do this for them? It doesn't make sense. Like, honestly, I felt as it was something I could do. But before I do that, I had to be sure this thing is going to work. I had to be sure that there weren't any problems. So again, I spoke to Nicolas about this. And then I also contacted Timur and Hagel, both of them, both of which were perfectly fine with me using their products and whatnot. The NeoRed plugin made by Hagel is a lot more, it's not, I don't know if it's advanced or not, it's just more recent and it gets updated a lot. So what I decided to do in my plugin is not implement the NeoRed or the Redadeg plugin, which I could have, right? Both, especially Timur basically said, it's open source, just take it and put it in your plugin. I could have done that. I could have made an all-in-one solution, but I decided not to do that. I decided to focus on creating the plugin to work with properties coming from their plugins, because these people have put so much time in it. These people have committed time and are actively updating it. Something that I don't feel as if I should do or could do. In fact, these guys are doing such a great job. Why not just help them get their stuff off the ground, right? So after talking a lot with Hagel, mostly Hagel, he explained how everything works. He gave me examples of how to update the dashboards, just make sure that everything works. And what I did is I created a version of my plugin that enables the use of these either of these plugins And all of my dashboards use either plugin you have selected. And the reason I'm including both, and there's an option to select which one you're using, is, as I mentioned earlier, some people are already using Red and others are using NeoRed. So there are dashboards, there are products that are using these properties. And sometimes these things can conflict. So if someone is already using Red plugin with other products, they should be able to use the lovely dashboard. If they're using NeoRed, they should be able to use the lovely dashboard. So you get to choose which one you already have installed. If you don't have a preference, if you don't have one, just install NeoRed. It's fine. And that's the reason why it was designed like that. That's why I created my plugin to work with their plugins. Simply put, these guys are doing an amazing job. I don't want to step on anyone's toes, and they will continue updating and fixing the plugin, and I will just support them as much as I can through mine. So let me just let me show you how the LMU plugin looks like in my plugin, and then basically, so if you go to the settings page, scroll down. At this point over here, there's a Le Mans Ultimate Telemetry option. So if this is turned off, this is important, simply because if the NeoRed or the Red plugin crashes, as it did once LMU launched on Tuesday, they didn't work, the plugins. They had to update that. There's a lot of stuff that had to be done. If it ever crashes, if it doesn't work, you just simply turn this off. The moment this is turned off, none of my dashboards try to access any information from those plugins. You're safe. They will continue working, albeit they will be working without that information, but there wouldn't be an issue within my plugin or the dashboards. Now, if you turn this on, you automatically have an option for NeoRed or Red. You can select which plugin you have installed or you want to install. I'd say go with NeoRed because it's a bit more advanced, it has a bit more information, and because I've spoken to Hagel as well, we kind of have a good rapport between us. So I would mostly suggest that one, but whatever you have, whatever you're using. So either of these two, either the NeoRed or the Red plugin, I have links. So if you have selected the NeoRed, you just click on this link. It will take you to the official forum post on LMU, where NeoRed, you have all the instructions, how to install it. You can ask questions, you can do everything. All of that weight of the plugin and discussing it and developing it and installing it has moved over to the LMU forum, where Hagel develops it and maintains it. If you decide to use the Red plugin, this link changes and now takes you to the Red plugin again on the LMU forum. So in my plugin, all you do is enable it if it's safe, if it's working. If there's a new update on LMU and something breaks, you can just turn this off and automatically my plugin and my dashboards are separated from that data. This is not a bad thing. All of this, at some point, all of this will go away. At some point, LMU is going to come up with native telemetry. It might happen in 1 month, it might happen in a year, it might take even longer, 6, but I don't know when it's going to happen. Until then, this is what you need to do to get LMU telemetry. And we have everything. We have TC slip, we have ABS, we have traction controls, we have maps and regen. Everything is there, and their work with, we also have virtual energy, obviously, that's been added. So all of these things work with those plugins. So you select from inside of my plugin, you select which one you want to use. You also click on it and you do all the instructions, you do all the installation. Everything is done on their account, right? So how you install it, where you install everything, they have all the instructions. They will answer all of your questions. Anything you need, it's on them. For me, I just enable it and use those properties once you have it installed and ready. So I kind of separated that because it made sense for me as a product, and it also makes sense for them. I wouldn't want, I could have had the opportunity. Tamer basically said, just take it, integrate it in your plugin, and I can keep on doing that. But I believe in partnerships. You guys know me. You've known me for far too long. I believe in partnerships and expanding and working with others on any level. So I did it again with them, and hopefully you guys will. Either you are using the Red plugin or NeoRed plugin. If you're not, you're going to install it. You can go to their forum, say thank you. I don't know if they have any Ko-fi or Buy Me a Coffee or Patreon. please, by all means, you should support them, because they are the people that are making LMU telemetry possible for you today. I'm just an intermediate right now. I'm just using that information. I'm not doing, like, there was a lot of work to get everything to work, right? And a lot of bug fixing as well. But they're the ones that actually are enabling the properties. So I would suggest you all go there and say thank you, and then come back and enable it. So that's how it works. That's how Le Mans Ultimate Telemetry works in the Lovely plugin and in the Lovely dashboards. I can't demonstrate it here. As I said, this uses live data, so you have to actually be running the game. You can't use a SimHub replay. It's reading the shared memory of Le Mans Ultimate, so you have to be in a session racing to get this data to work. But it is something. It is something, and we do have LMU telemetry now in-game. So I hope you guys really enjoy it. And given that we have LMU telemetry and virtual energy, if you go to the modules page just really quickly, down here in the bottom, there is the virtual energy. So now you can, well, these things are obviously enabled, all of them, and you can scroll through them, but only if you're in Le Mans Ultimate and the plugin is enabled, in my plugin here, then it will also show you your virtual energy. So depending on the car, if there's energy or not, it will show you that second screen for fuel. If you're in a car that doesn't have virtual energy, it won't show it. If you're not in Le Mans Ultimate, it won't show it. If you disable the plugin in the Lovely plugin here on the settings screen, it will not show it. So it's kind of smart in that sense. It won't make a mistake. But if you do want, you can make that a default. If you're not in one of those cases, so you're not running LMU, it'll just default to the previous screen. So it's kind of all working seamlessly in here. And you do have virtual energy as well. So woohoo! That's good. All right, so let me just show you guys what's new in the plugin. Was released today. Obviously there's been a slight update in the design up here, so I needed more space for the partners, more space to show their logos a bit better, but nothing else really changed up here. And this is just a screen where you have all of dashboards. I have everything up to date and installed, and you'll notice that there's the brand new, well, not the new, it's reintroducing the XLC. So it's the XL version centered. So this is a re-entry of an old dashboard. Again, if you first install this, you just click on the button here that says install, or if there's an update, you just click on the button update. One more thing that I did in this release is I synced up all of the version numbers. So all dashboards are now on 3.5. It used to be 3.4, and some supplemental, like the companions, were on 2.4 because they came after. I think it was a good time to just sync up all versions. So now all dashboards are 3.5, and the plugin is 1.3.4. That is separate. I may sync it up at some point in the future, but not yet. So you have all the dashboards on the dashboard screen. On the settings page, what's different? I don't think there's anything different up here. You've seen most of that. Everything is pretty much the same going down. Obviously, Le Mans Ultimate Telemetry has been added, and everything else is pretty much the way you'd remember it from the previous version. Modules has had an update. So the modules now is a bit different. It's a bit wider. There's more room. I moved the game selector up here. This game selector, if you don't recall, it was a list on the left-hand side. And the game selector, you can manually change the game you're in, but it also auto switches to the game that's active in SimHub. So it does that for you. And depending on the game, any changes you make, this is something that already existed, but any changes you make will be saved per game. So if you switch game, these modules will be different. So you can change it per game. Nothing else changed here. Click triggers. One thing that's new is the last known module state. So I like to have this turned on. Don't know why it was off. Maybe it was experimenting. So with this, as long as SimHub is open, so if you shut down SimHub, session is over, so you'd have to restart again. But if you have this option turned on and you're in a session, you're in a game, and you just scroll and change buttons, either it's for the center module, the fuel module, or the MFMs, anywhere you are. So let's say your default is tires and lap times. but as you're racing, you're driving, you scroll to map and damage, for instance. You have those enabled. If you leave the session, not SimHub, the game session, open another game or whatever, it will open the dashboard in those same MFMs, center module and fuel. So it remembers, it retains the all the modules as you left them, as the last known state. If you shut down SimHub, that gets lost. Okay, but as long as you're running SimHub and you're going through games or sessions, it will always remember the last known state. Kind of like yeah, it just retains that information, so you don't have to, like, every time you start a new, like, go from quality to race, you don't have to do that all over again. It just remembers the state it was in. So this is small but useful. What else? Ooh, the elephant in the room, the pit wall. So the pit wall, I have larger screenshots on the website. I updated them right before the stream. The pit wall is a massive update. So there are now 3 screens in the pit wall. The well-known leaderboard, which is basically the only screen you guys had up to today, and the leaderboard screen. I've added the map screen and telemetry screen. So there's also an option for the leaderboard screen, and you can have it show only the overall leaderboard, or you can do only the class-only leaderboard. So you can select either one, or you can show both. And this is simple, just next page, right? So if you're on the pit wall, you can click on the pit wall. If you have both selected, it'll go from overall leaderboard to class leaderboard. Click again, it will go to the map screen. Click again, it will go to telemetry screen, and then do a full cycle. I don't like having everything on, so I prefer having just the overall. If I'm running a multi-class, I would probably enable that too. I want to see it, but if I'm not in a multi-class race, there's no need to have that second screen for class only. It's just, you don't need it. And one more thing, because now we have a big map screen, there's an option to turn off the round map. That's actually quite intensive, CPU, resource intensive. So I tend to keep that closed on the leaderboard screen. So it's a lot lighter, it runs a lot smoother. So this is pretty much how I have it. And then you click on the leaderboard, it takes you to the map screen, which is a huge map with strategy, pit strategy and everything. You can of course remove and close the pit strategy and just have a really big map if you prefer. It's up to you. Again, the round map will only display if there's track data on the repository that I've built. So it's nothing you have to do, obviously, but if there's data, it will show it. If there isn't, it'll just show a larger map. So that's like an option thing. And finally, telemetry, which is kind of a no-brainer. So you have your throttle input, you got, well, basically you got throttle and brake, and they're overlaid independently, so you can see your trail braking. Either look at only the throttle trail or the brake trail. And there's also geared with RPM as well. So you can see how you're shifting, if you're shifting too early or too late. And the bottom strip, you can't see it here, but the bottom strip has your tire history. So it's basically just a really big screen where you can actually see all your telemetry. And these things work similar to how the MFMs work. So if you're driving and you want to see how you took a turn, if you just stop, this thing continues running, so you would lose it. But if you are either in the pits or you hit pause in the game, these also start recording. They stop recording, so it will just basically freeze, like you take a turn, whatever, and you hit pause in the game, you can look at the trail. You can stop and pause and look at the trail. Obviously, these screens are not made specifically for your use while you are driving. These screens are specifically tailored if you have an engineer, which obviously we don't all have engineers. I don't, but there are people that actually have a friend that's joining on another PC. So imagine having a triple screen for the pit wall. So leaderboard, map, and telemetry. This is truly a workstation for your engineer. You have all the data for your car. This screen and the options for the pit wall will be updated. This is not final. There are more stuff that are actually in here, but I decided last minute to hold them back and not put them all out. And I think that's pretty much for these updates here. Online platforms haven't changed. Asher Racing, if you had issues with your dials not working, that has been fixed in this version, and memberships are pretty much the same. So I will say that there are, in the plugin, there are things that are not active right now because they will be announced in the coming weeks, but there are also really big changes coming as well. So I really hope you guys like these. I have the changelog. Let's go, hold on a second. Let's go find the changelog and just go through every bit of it and see if you have any questions. Michael Nielsen, good evening, man. Michael Nielsen, wait, did I understand that right? Yes. So if you have 3 screens, you can have 3 pit walls and 3 different screens on a pit wall. Obviously, if you don't have 3 different screens, you can just click and it goes to pages. So now the pit wall has many pages. Actually, I can show you here. If you guys go to my website, I updated it most recently. So, Michael, this is what the new pit wall looks like. So obviously you have your idle screen, you have your leaderboard screen, which you already know, right? But then leaderboard has both overall and class. So as 2 screens, you can enable them, disable them, depending on your race. But the new screens are, right, here it is, the map screen. So this is full screen map. And you have some telemetry on the left, obviously, because you still need to see your lap times, sector times, track opponents and relatives. So someone's spotting you, whatever, they will be able to see that. Of course, spotting is a very big topic. You cannot have this remotely, so someone will have to be next to you, next to your PC, spotting your car on your PC. These things are not shared. The telemetry is not shared. So this screen, for example, this screen you would be able to use to spot for a friend because all this information is leaderboard information. The stuff you don't have is vehicle telemetry. So throttle, brake, tires, damage, and vehicle settings and all that. Everything else exists. So you could use this to spot for a friend. This, you could not use this page. This, you'd have to be in the same room on the same PC. That's not shared. Chris, oh yeah, I mean, yeah, you've been using it for a while now. But yeah, I think, and one of the things that has changed in all of these versions, in dashboards and pit wall, is performance. So there was a really big update. You may have never noticed it, but as a developer, it's important. There's a really big update that happened within SimHub, and basically it changed the way it's using JavaScript. Beforehand, every single item, every single piece of information was running a JavaScript engine. It was running its own, standalone version of JavaScript and running it. And Nicolas basically added the option to create one engine that runs everything. So a lot less resource intensive. But to do that, you have to update everything in your dash, make sure that it doesn't crash, conflict, or whatnot. Because these things, believe it or not, it's very complicated, right? So all of the dashboards, every single dashboard and the pit wall are now utilizing that new single engine. So it should be, I mean, every test I've done, I've been using the pit wall on my Mac Mini. I'll demonstrate it. I don't care. I'll demonstrate it later. But I've been using it on my Mac Mini, running Windows through Parallels, and this is the base Mac Mini, running through Parallels, running SimHub, and then a replay, and it's smooth as hell. So I can only imagine it wouldn't have an issue on an actual PC now. Well, I have run it, but I will show you what it's like through all of these hoops and loops and getting it to run. So this is the new pit wall. And there's also, if you guys are interested, there's the new plugin. I've put up some more screenshots, basically, just outlining a few things here. But yeah, not much else has changed. But we can go to the changelog, which I think is what I want to talk about, and just go through a few things that may be important. So we already discussed the parts of the plugin. Let's see. Nikos Kalispera. We're getting an Artura Ultimate soon. This is some great stuff. Yes, the Artura is an amazing wheel. It is an amazing wheel. And Tony says, first time I run the companion on screen and I saw telemetry and I'm a sucker for cross breaking and throttle inputs. Found out tonight. I'm so happy on this. Thanks. This is hope now. Yeah. I think hope comes with the LMU integration. I think that's where the hope lies. But yeah, I mean, I don't pay too much attention to all these things. Like if I were more professional, I'd probably be paying attention to my, trail breaking, but I'm not. All right, so there's, iRacing debris flag. So that was a topic that was in there. There's a new debris flag. It's been added anywhere there are flags in the Lovely dashboard. So either it's on the flags in the Lovely dashboard or the Lovely flags, there's a new flag for debris. One more thing is this. This is very important. So I had a chat with a fellow that is colorblind, and it's one of those things that I want this dashboard to be accessible. So I always strive to make it, I'm using a 6.8-inch DDU, but also a 5-inch, so it looks and it works fine. And you're working on these things to get it to work with what we see, right? So bright contrasting colors and whatnot. And then you come to the flags, where there's a blue flag, a green flag, and a yellow flag, a red flag, and whatnot. And you can see it, I can see it, and it's fine. But if you're colorblind, you're probably not going to see all the colors. You're probably not going to be able to distinguish if it's a blue or green or yellow. You might see the difference, but you won't be able to see what color it is. So now, all flags, and the Lovely flags in the dashboard everywhere, depending on the flag, state the color of the flag. If it's a blue flag, it will say blue. If it's a green flag, it will say green, even in the small corner on the Lovely dashboard. So all flags state the color of the flag. It's really important for this accessibility to be able to see these things. If it's a yellow flag, it will say, depending on the game, obviously, so it'll be a yellow, double yellow. If it's a white flag, it will say white flag. White flag, it will say by default, but it will also say if it's final lap or slow car ahead. So all these, depending on the sim, we have all these options, but now all flags are accessible. So color-wise, you don't really need to see it color-wise. You will have it also in text. This was kind of important, I think. This is one of the first things I implemented for this release. Update XL map resize. Yep. Yuan Rodriguez, you've been asking for this for quite some time. I didn't know what was wrong. I eventually found that the map on one of the cases in the XL was for some reason positioned wrong, but I hope it fixed it for that. The other one is the XLC has been re-entry. Asher Racing SimuCube wireless dials are fixed. I worked with Martin Asher on this. We kind of just bashed it out on a call. Martin obviously has all the versions of the Asher wheels and bases with SimuCube, so we kind of made changes, flipped it around, sent him dashboards. It wasn't too long. We kind of figured out it was a problem in the original Asher Racing JavaScript code that we had. We had to move things around, but now it's working. So if you have a SimuCube wireless wheel, the dials should work as they have been always intended to. So that's one thing. Fixes for like the pit wall brightness, I think that was mentioned. The round dash UI brightness never changed, now it does. And also, for some unforgettable reason, I was stupid enough to enable damage for AMS2. I created all the MFMs and everything, but in the plugin you weren't able to select them. So I was just being stupid on that. So that's been enabled as well. And of course, performance is one of the biggest things that have been updated. So yeah, this release, if there's two things about this release you need to remember, it's LMU updates, LMU support, and the pit wall. And the pit wall is gonna have a lot more stuff coming. So yeah, just hold on. I have a monthly plan of what I need to release and do every week, and June is full. I'm bleeding into July right now, so there's a lot of stuff that are coming. But what you can expect besides this release, so besides the release that just came out, the next thing you can expect is next week. I said June 16th tentatively. There's a delay in the packaging, so it might go a bit later, so it might be like on Wednesday, not on Monday, but the gloves are coming. There was also, I'm really putting gloves through their paces. There's also been a slight change in the inventory, the amount that I have available of the short gloves. So there's been basically, I didn't count everything when I got them, so it's not the right sizes and the right amounts. Again, it doesn't really affect anything, but they're just they're limited amounts, limited inventory. I have 50 long gloves and 50 short gloves, and unfortunately, I don't have XL anymore. I went through the stock that I have. There is no XL, so there's small, medium, and large now, only for the small ones, and these are medium, large, and XL. So I will have on the website, I will have your size guide and everything, but there was just a small mistake with that. So I can't fix it now. I cannot fix it now, so I will be selling these. Sorry, it sounds weird, but there isn't a problem with the gloves. There's no problem with the gloves. The sizing, the inventory that I have, the stock that I have is not exactly what I had ordered in the first place. So I had ordered both short and long, medium, large, and extra large. Long came medium, large, and extra large. Short came small, medium, and large. That's the only thing. So if you are large, I have big fat hands. I'm a large. XL is too big for me. I'm a large. So if you're large, there's large, long, and you're fine. It's all good. So we have that. There's new stickers coming. Give me a second. Let me look. Wait, I can here. So these are coming. So these sticker sheets are coming. They're done and dusted. So if you have a Simagic GT Neo and you want to use either of these two top dials as a multifunction switch, these stickers are coming. And you can customize them any which way you like, similar exactly to what I do for the Artura, but they're made for the Simagic. And I will also release a video on how to do these. So on the day of the launch of these sticker sheets, I will also have a video tutorial on how to convert any steering wheel that has an absolute encoder, so not a rotary encoder, or it can be a rotary and absolute encoder. So absolute encoders are the ones that have positions, right? Any steering wheel that has an absolute encoder can be converted to a multifunction switch. So basically, depending on the position of this, you can affect this, or buttons. So this could be up and down, for instance, and just changing this to the position where it is and go up and down in that. So brake balance, traction control, ABS, and I will be putting out a video on how to do that alongside the actual stickers to buy for this. So that's also coming next week. This has been done and dusted as well. What else is coming next week? The gloves, stickers. Oh, if you noticed on the store, all of the apparel, all the clothing except the additions, the shirts, everything else, team kit and basics, have now been taken off the site. Next week, I'm also going to release the brand new edition, the 2025 edition of Team Kit and Basics. Basics is not changing very much, but the Team Kit is actually looking pretty cool. So that's going to also be on the store. There's one more thing. There's one more thing that was supposed to go live on Wednesday next week, but it's got a delay for the week after that. So you'll be a bit patient. I can't announce that one. So it's a new product going on the store. And that's pretty much it. And the week after that, so next week we have like all store updates. Next week is all about the store. The week after that, I will be releasing, if all goes well, I'll be releasing an update to the plugin and introducing a brand new product. Okay, which I will create a video for it as well, and I will talk about it, but it's more software. It's not so much for your day-to-day use, but I really hope you guys will find it useful. So that's going to be the week after that, and the week after that, updates to the dashboards and the plugin. So there's some things that are planned to be added. Hopefully, I'll have the pit wall updates and everything in there, but there's just so much work to be done to get it there. So it might take a bit more time. But anyway, that's in a nutshell. I have a lot of free time. You realize that, right? Oh God. So, Throttler, Kalispera po Athena. Congrats for the update. Great work. Thank you very much, Throttler. Iko Athena, me yera ka. Nagzira po isa, eh? Kodini, kodohoriani. Maverick, awesome work, man. Thank you guys. Maverick, you have the Neo stickers, but you have the generic ones. The new ones, if you want to create a multifunction dial, you can also, well, next week you'll be also able to order the custom. You can customize and order the stickers for the GT Neo. Oh, one thing I haven't shown you guys. Remember how I showed you can customize the gloves? So customization on both left and right. You can't change it, it'll be the same on both sides. So this customization will be included in the price of the gloves. So either you get the long glove or the short glove, which is something I worked on after last stream. So in the short glove, you get a number and the 3-letter only. There you go. So you will be able to customize the short gloves as well. Again, this customization is in the price. I'm going for the Five Guys model. David Perel talked about this. I had no idea. I had no idea about it. But it basically explained how you can build a product, but you also consider the fact that your product has to have all the options in there. So this is the full product. When you buy it, it will have customization. If you don't want customization, you don't have to, but the price will be there. It's included in the price. And because I'm a sucker for personalization, honestly, you already know that from the dashboards and everything. I'm a sucker for personalizing stuff. So I think this is great. I don't think anyone's going to buy a glove without it, but if you don't want it, you don't have to, but it is included in the price. By the way, I finished moving my whole rig after I got my new monitor stand. I even did some cable management. Even that, right, cable management. I don't know. Cable management is I always try. Like I've been putting a lot of time in this area of the house. So the bench and the workshop and everything, because I'm spending too much time in here. But I love this place. Honestly, I think this. I just love it, right? And there's a lot of cable management. It is a bit messy in places, but there's stuff that I can't fix. Like I have a USB hub on this side, which you probably can't see. It's right over there. You can see like a bit of spaghetti over there, but these are just cables going into the USB hub. Well, what am I gonna do, right? There's not much I can do, but everything else, it's all organized underneath and everything. But it's easier to cable manage desks than it is a rig. I know. My rig upstairs is just spaghetti everywhere. I need to remove the 2 monitors and put the VR and then remove it and put it back. So I was doing some testing on LMU. I wanted to do triples on LMU for fast development, basically. And I had to remove everything and put everything. Oh God, it's just a pain. It's just a pain. I'm blue, dabadi dabadai. Yeah, you're blue. We already know that. They're not visible on screen. I just realized that, but what and really, I don't know why they're not working. As I did mention this at some point in the beginning. I had yeah, I mean, live replay chat is gonna be on the on YouTube anyway. But I had an issue with OBS. It was crashing. This is actually Streamlabs. What's it called? I had an issue with OBS. It was crashing because some plugin somewhere wasn't working. So I had to reinstall it, and I didn't rebuild it, but I had to go through every single part and enable it and whatnot. I don't know why they're not showing up now though. The source is enabled and properties are showing that. Let me refresh cache of current page. It could be just YouTube being YouTube, to be honest, because everything is enabled. It should show up. So if I go to bench, no, Now this could just be Streamlabs being Streamlabs. I have no idea. So Jeff says need blue gloves or black. Yes, depending on how these go. So I have 100 gloves, 50 short and 50 long in very fixed sizes, because these are not made to order. These have been ordered. I have stock. The boxes down there, if you can see those boxes over there, short and long gloves, they're all there. I'm just waiting for packaging and some other stuff so I can start selling them. So I need to sell these, or at least half of these, before I can put in an order and get a design and get something new. I really like these. I'm contemplating on having these printed again. I probably will, because honestly, they just look so sick. I'm gonna make changes to the design. Next version is gonna have some changes. They just look so sick. I like these a lot. What I won't change is the inner grips. I've tested these things. They work amazingly well. Like, the grip is really good on these things. The design, I really like it. And it's got like the lovely sim racing in here and whatnot. And in general, I really, really like these gloves. So I'm probably gonna be changing some design on this side, like new versions basically, and maybe updating these as well. So for the next batch, I don't know when that will be though. So first we gotta sell these, make sure that everyone's happy with these, and then start improving and making changes to the next batches. Hey Bruno, how you doing, man? Sam, without your dashes and pit wall, I quit sim racing, period. Well, actually that's pretty nice to hear. I'm not gonna lie. Like, all of these, I appreciate every single one that takes the time to let me know that they're happy with the dashboards and everything. I appreciate everyone that basically comes back and gives me feedback. Negative feedback, positive feedback, I don't really care. Negative actually makes it better. Positive feedback just makes me feel better. So I always prefer negative feedback, given that, you know, constructive. Like, if someone just comes and says, I don't like it, well, sorry, fuck you. I mean, I can't fix that. But if you tell me I don't like it because that or that, I can fix it. That's the whole point. So constructive, negative feedback is what I really enjoy. So I thank you. You know, Sam, without your dashes and pit wall, you quit sim racing. Without your support, without your memberships, I quit the dashboard. It's as simple as that. I'm doing this full time now. This is my job. I'm living my dream. This is what I do for a living. I wake up in the morning and all I do is the lovely dashboard. The changes that are coming, so the version that I released today, it's kind of important to understand that the background work is about 8 months in the making of what's coming. So I live and breathe this thing. Like, I wake up in the morning, do, you know, errands, post office, market, whatnot, and I come back, sit on this desk, start pumping out work. Lists and lists and lists of things that I have to do and have been doing. So without your support, without your memberships, without you purchasing stuff off the store, this would make no sense, because I need to, you know, actually live as well. Also, it's growing, right? So currently, the product, the plugin, the website, and the APIs behind it are 3 people working. They're basically paid by me. They're not, you know, yeah, they're not employees. I'm working with them as external developers, but this project is growing, so I also need help. The only thing that I'm still doing on my own are dashboards and everything that design related. So anything you see design, it's all me. Even the plugin layouts and everything, it's all I do that. So there's one person that does APIs. So everything for connecting, for saving, for doing like anything on the server, APIs, and you will see why this is important in the coming weeks. The plugin is another developer, and also the store has a developer. I update the store on my own, but the store also, it's built on Shopify, so there are some new features coming that I needed a developer for Shopify. So everything, all of this you're now supporting not just me and my, you know, my crazy dream with this thing, but also more people are getting behind it and working on it. Of course, the dashboards and everything is still mine. I'm the only one working on the dashboards. But maybe that'll change in the future. Maybe I won't have time. That'll be the day, but whatever, you know how it goes. Big Natty, lovely Dash TK edition and pit wall for the win, baby. All I use. Well, I'll let Tony know that. Well, you can, I think we've tagged him many times, so he probably knows that. Now that I said tagged, one thing I always do is if someone tags me on Instagram, that's my main social media. I just enjoy it more. Always tag me. Tag me and I will repost. By all means, it's what I do. Like the content that you see on my IG, it's all because someone tagged me, I post. Some of them I can just repost, but others, due to privacy or whatever, I can't. So always tag me and I will definitely repost. You can tag me on Twitter, Threads, IG. I don't use Facebook, it exists, I don't use it. But those, I mean, tag me and I will repost. So if you have any photos of your rig, if you have yourself running, driving, whatever, just tag me, I will repost. If you go to my IG, you'll see it's all over the place. I just keep on reposting anyone that's been tagging me. I just enjoy watching all these videos. We also have the content creators, obviously, which I encourage you to find on the website, on the bottom, on the footer, and also follow them because they've been producing amazing content. But I just repost everyone. Jeff says, did you see the Discord post about virtual LEDs in Excel? Yes, I have. And I actually replied to that, Jeff, saying if I had the space. So that is a question. We'll see. We'll see. Michael Reset. Does anyone else have a problem with LMP2 LEDs with lovely dashboard? What is the problem though? That's a very generic question. So again, when you're posting questions or bug fixes or requests for new features, try and be as specific as possible. Right now, Michael basically just says, "Does anyone have a problem with the LMP2 LEDs?" What is the problem, Michael? Is it they're not showing, they're not working, they're not, like, what exactly is the problem? And only then can you actually solve it. But chat and YouTube is not the place to solve it. Go in Discord, bug report, explain what the problem is. Maybe it's not a problem, maybe it's just data's not there. Could be that. Just so you know, could be many things. Sam says, I'm a DevOps myself and I know the time you spent behind all these designs is mind-blowing. Dude, you do not know. I thought I knew. I thought I knew until my wife told me. This is true story. My wife last week, was it? On a Thursday, I think. What's the Thursday? It was a stream on Thursday. It was Friday. At some point towards the end of the day, I spot her in the kitchen. I was getting some water. And I'm like, you know, how was your day? And she looks at me, she's like, we haven't spoken since this morning. I work in my house. I work in this room, right behind this door, staircase, up, down, whatever. I'm in the house. It's just so many. I'm in this room 12, 14 hours per day. In this room, working. And I don't always see my wife for stretches and hours. So, I mean, she respects that. Obviously, it's work and everything, but it's just, I'm in here, but I'm not. I'm in my office. I'm not at home, which is kind of weird, the whole concept and everything. But yeah, I didn't expect it to be like this. I don't mind, obviously, but it's very time consuming. When will you release the next update? Bruno, why do you want to know? Why? What is it that you want in the next update? Jeff says, I'm playing catch up, little busy this morning. Yes, you have Sims to build. Be Peaky, server APIs, remote pit wall access maybe. No, not this time. No, you will see. It's not that. I wish it were that. Not yet. Jeff says, ATSR Hub just released an update 30 minutes ago. Okay. So one of the things that you will notice is, let me share something. Let me go over here. Let's go here. Let's go to the website. Let's go to downloads and download the plugin. gonna show you, so just so you see one of the things that I've done. Okay, so it's downloaded. That was fast. Close that. Let's stop running that. And also let's close that. Let's come back here. Let me open up a file. I just want to show you one thing that I added. I didn't put this in the changelog. My mistake. Obviously, I should have, but I didn't. Okay. All right. So now, sharing the screen again. So this is the installer, right? So if you already have the lovely plugin installed, it will just come up as a pop-up saying there's an update. If you haven't, you download the installer. So if I run the installer, which should work in Windows automatically, there it is. So this is, I'm on a Mac and this is Windows. I just love technology. So when you run the installer, it's signed, obviously, for security reasons. You hit yes, and the installer begins. The installer now does all that, gives you that little disclaimer and everything, but we also have this. I spoke to both Derek that creates post-it notes and Alex that does the ATSR hub. I got their permission to include their plugins in my installer. So now if you're installed in the Lovely dashboard, and you know how it is, they don't have installers. And if they create an installer, they probably want to get a key to sign it. And those things cost around like 600 something per year, which is expensive. I can afford it because this is now what I do, right? This is a product, right? And it makes sense for me to create an installer that has a security key on it, so you don't get any issues with Microsoft and whatnot. But they don't. And I also know how problematic it is for you to install my plugin, but if you want ATSR, you have to go to their website, you have to download the DLL, you have to copy the file and paste it in SimHub, you have to shut down SimHub, like all these processes. And then post-it notes, where do I find post-it notes? All those questions are answered right here. That's it. If you don't have post-it notes or ATSR, you can just run my installer. It will install it for you. If you don't want it, you just uncheck it. It doesn't matter. This will install only Lovely. But if you want the ATSR, run the installer. Like even if you have the latest version of the Lovely dashboard, you can just download it and run the installer, and it will replace obviously Lovely dashboard. It will not override your settings. Everything will remain, but you can also just select and add these two plugins as well. And you hit next and you're done. And yes, exit setup. Thank you. So I just made it a lot easier. I actually added the same thing for NeoRed and Redadeg. But I also backed that out, and I won't do that. I won't install their plugins. Although they were okay with it. We had a discussion and they're like, fine, do that as well. But I'm not going to do that because there are so many edge cases, as I said, that it might just mess things up. So I'm not adding theirs. But if you want to have the ATSR hub plugin and the post-it notes plugin, which I highly recommend, you just run the installer and it will install it for you. So that's taken out of the equation. I didn't actually put that in the changelog. I forgot about that. Maybe I did it on purpose. I don't know what I was thinking back then. It was a different person. Anyway. Bruno, I had DIY. I had buy new pedals. Oh, you bought new pedals. Which ones you get? The SRP. Oh, those are good. Those are good. Those are nice. Julian Pichet, maybe off topic, but I can't find much info. Could you please explain quickly what the Lovely Companion is? So I'll open up the website again and I'll show you. So the Lovely Companion actually wasn't a product. Let me share. Right there. So the Lovely Companion wasn't actually a product until I got my wheel with a screen on it. So the Asher Ultimate, the Asher Artura Ultimate. Once I got that, I realized that I much prefer having an external DDU. So I kept that, but I also now had a screen on my wheel, and I had two screens, two dashboards. And at that point, it kind of clicked. I'm like, I don't need two lovely dashboards. That's overkill. Like, I love my product, but I don't love it that much, right? So I kept the lovely dashboard on the main DDU and turned off the screen on the steering wheel. And then I'm like, I don't like that. This wheel costs 1,400 euros and it's got a screen on it. I gotta find a way to use it. And I just kept on thinking, like, what can I have on the wheel that isn't so interactive, that doesn't have so many, you know, bells and whistles, something simple. And for reference, I basically just went through Googled race car cockpits, and one thing kept on coming up. Most race cars, not all, most race cars have a map on the steering wheel or on the side somewhere. So I thought, hey, that's actually a good idea. So I created the companion. The initial version of the companion only had the map. It's a very specific map. It's a map tailored for ACC, all maps included, but you can also not manually. It's part of the track data repository I have, but the maps can also be rotated, zoomed in, made to fit the companion perfectly. But I did that myself for ACC, and the rest we'll just see at some point. But essentially, the map was there to fill in that screen with something useful other than information that exists on the lovely dashboard. So as you can see, the companion also has your upcoming race. So the online platforms, if you're running a practice session, for instance, then you have the lovely dashboard and the companion. The lovely dashboard, while you're in a session, does not show you your next race. If you're on SimGrid or LFM or whatnot, it won't show it, but the companion does. So the companion and the lovely flags, they show you your next race, even if you're in a session. So you always know that. So the companion was made for that, but you know, as everything, it evolves. So now the companion has this screen. It also has the leaderboard screen. It also has your telemetry input screen, which is kind of useful. It's not really small. It's fairly large, so you can see your trail braking. You can see everything on the companion, and it's just a tap next screen, or you can just put a button on your wheel that changes that screen. So the companion, it's a dashboard, but not a full-blown dashboard. It just has supplemental information. Sam says, seems like the LMU devs are not planning to overhaul the data telemetry anytime soon. Hope I'm wrong. Sam, I really, really hope you are wrong. But until then, until they decide to do it, which I don't have really good news on that, right? We've been upvoting and promoting a request on the LMU forums for telemetry, and that's got like 300 something upvotes, and it's like the second whatever. Chris, I think maybe you know more about it, where it is in the stats, like how high it is as a request for telemetry. But up until the release date, it said coming soon. They removed that. Not saying coming soon anymore. So that means two things. Honestly, reading it completely as a blank slate, removing the coming soon sign means two things. Either it's not coming soon, obvious, or it's already implemented and there's no point of saying coming soon. It's already here in the next update or patch or whatever. I don't think that. I think they removed the coming soon because it's not coming soon. But again, until that happens, we have the amazing guys, Timur and Hagel, that are actually creating these plugins and providing telemetry as of today for the lovely dashboard as well. So, you know, you're kind of balancing out. If they don't do it, like, even if LMU tomorrow decides to add the telemetry with a hot patch, whatever they want to call it, a new version, lovely dashboard will work. Nicola from SimHub will have to update, obviously, to pair all the telemetry, but he'd probably do that in a day. And then on the lovely dashboard, you would just turn off the plugins and it would work. So it's all there. The dashboard and my plugin and everything are future proof. When LMU decides to turn it on, it will work. So we're kind of covered in that area, and we're also covering the interim until they do that. Lexus GT3, hi and hello. Well, hello to you too. Welcome to the stream. I got my Cube Control CSX2 wheel. My question is, that can I run Lovely Dash on this wheel? Because I tried SimHub and there is no Cube Controls CSX2 wheel. I'm pretty sure there is. Yeah. No. Oh wait, CSX3, I think. Let's see. Cube Control CX. Wait. Isn't this SimHub? Oh, that's the old one, right? Let's go to Cube Controls and check it out for you. I'm not entirely sure. Not even working. I don't know. In the chat, please. Why did that turn off? Give me a second. I think that it's probably, that light probably has an auto switch. I actually don't know. No CSX2, okay. CSX3 I know for sure is SimHub compatible. I know that. Yeah. Why is it turning off? It's got battery. Just give me a second. I want to check this light out. Hold on. Power on. Oh shit, it's out of battery. Oh. Crap. I want to have that light on. So let me see if I can do something. Give me a second, everybody. Let me see if I can just add a power bank to that. And it's USB-C, so I'll just use Shorty. Everything has its place in this office. Let me see if this will work. Just give me a second. This is a live show, guys. This is what happens. I don't think it's working. Anyway, for some reason I never charged it. Anyway, if it dies, it dies. It's fine. It's just the magenta color coming there. It's off. It died. That's crap. Anyway. Anyway. You have tested them on Expo. Okay. So no, I didn't test. At the Expo, man, I didn't test anything. I didn't do anything. Getting kind of toasty in here. Let me just get this blowing wind. Thank you very much. So I didn't test many things at the Expo. I felt a lot of wheels and, you know, clickety and clicked all those, but I didn't have too much time to actually drive with them. Julian Pichot, I am a member and love all the functions of the dashboard on my SimDash Bosch 6. Yes, I love SimDash. I love the Bosch 6.8, my favorite. I'm trying to find a way to have a separate screen like the lovely pit wall, but only showing standings. The companion has a screen that just has standings, and it's 16:9 ratio, so you can put it on a big screen if you want. You can do whatever you want, just standings. So on the companion, load it up on any of your screens. Load it up on a tablet, for instance, and just click on it. Go to the second screen. There you go. Your leaderboard. So you got that done. Jeff says, I'll have a discussion with you later about the SimPush Lumirank and getting lovely flags to work with it correctly. I'm using FPSR's product currently and it's good, but would like another option. All right, sure, why not? Sam, I have the CSX3, everything working fine. SimHub, never had a single issue. Yeah, CSX3 is SimHub compatible. CSX2 is not, as far as I know. You need the battery backup. I have my server fan. No, Jeff, I have no idea. I thought I had charged it, but I didn't. So that's my bad, obviously. This thing, that light runs on 1%. That thing runs for hours, but I had forgotten to charge it, so it's my bad. Any word on Pimax VR dashes, etc., etc.? So I'm letting you guys down on that part. I know, but this you see, like, this is so much more. intense work. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I want to create some content regarding VR, and I want to put VR in perspective to triples. So triples VR, like what would I prefer? And it's going to be an unbiased, completely unbiased. I'm not going to do a review of the Pimax VR. I'm going to do a review of triples versus VR. Two things. So it's not going to be about the Samsung screens or the Pimax VR. It's going to be about running with triples versus running with VR. And that's one of the first things that I want to do. And then, yeah, I'm going to see. So I'm going to also do some content on how I've set up my rig upstairs. I've shown some video, especially on my last stream prior to that. I did have some content where I just showed you what it looks like, and it's pretty cool with the open knee board and some other stuff and putting it all together. And I was working this evening, I was also working a bit upstairs trying to figure out how I can get better VR capture to stream. So maybe I can start live streaming. Not working really well. I have Pimax trying to find a solution. Maybe we can do something with DisplayPort and HDMI, but because I'm partners with Elgato, I also have their technical team trying to figure out if there's a way to easily connect the 4K Pro capture card, which I have on my streaming PC, with the VR. So yeah, I thank them both. But right now, the issue that I have is I have a dual PC setup, gaming PC that has the VR on it, and a streaming PC which does all the recording and streaming to YouTube. And I need to find a way to get the VR content to the streaming PC to the headset. It's not straightforward. It is absolutely not straightforward. Right now I'm using NDI and OBS and all that, but it's a bit flaky. It's not stable. So I was testing that today. Maybe that's the solution. I don't know. Maybe it is. I really don't know right now. We'll see. Yeah, as Jeff already said, dashes do work in VR. They work perfectly and seamlessly, and actually in VR they work at 60 frames per second because it's a web page essentially. So they work really well, and with some fine tuning and open keyboard, which I want to create a video on that, you can actually have amazing experience. On my setup, I don't have the dashboard somewhere floating in the room. I actually have the dashboard in the exact location of the dashboard in the car, and it's basically pinned to that location. So you turn around, it's always there. So the lovely dashboard is inside the Ferrari 296 when I'm driving in VR. Yes, I love it. How can I upgrade the firmware on CX62 wheel to run the lovely dash? I don't think it's, well, I don't think you can, but you'd have to contact Cube Controls. I was about to say SimiCube. You have to contact Cube Controls. It's not, I don't think it's something you can do. If it doesn't support SimHub, it's not going to support SimHub. And that's the case for most of the older firmware wheels. What you can do though is tell that to Cube Controls. So one of the things that I'm trying to do with all the partners and manufacturers is trying to get them to work with Nicolas and SimHub. I mean, I don't have enough strength or power to do this, but I keep on telling them the same thing. Use SimHub, integrate SimHub, make SimHub part of your product. I really love the approach that Soultek has taken. I think it's the correct one. So Soultek has created their own firmware, their own software, but also allow a SimHub pass-through. So you can use the lovely dashboard on an Soultek wheel, but they also have their own firmware. So they have their own programs and own software, which is great. I want more companies to do that. And hopefully they will. I mean, I'm pushing Nicolas and SimHub as much as I can to any of my partners and anyone that's creating hardware. I just think it's important to have that option. Just as I put both Red and NeoRed plugins in the lovely plugin, you need to have these options. I'm not a person that believes that you have to have unlimited options. Unlimited options essentially mean 0 options. As funny as that may sound, but that's actually true. The more options you have, the less you can decide on what you want to do. But having these basic, like this for me is a core option. right? It's good to have. So hopefully more companies will just do SimHub off the bat. All right, so now we're not done. We're not done. I had a delivery. Is there any more questions? I mean, do we have any more questions regarding the updates and anything you guys may want to ask about the lovely dashboard, about whatever it is that I'm doing? I don't have much else. I do have one thing that I want to do though. Frank says, yeah. Is that yeah, you have a question? Or yeah, I should proceed. The tire history MFD. What about it? Don't say why it doesn't show up in iRacing. Don't ask why tire history doesn't show in iRacing. Don't ask that. Don't, oh no, come on, ask it. Jeff is always the Discord master. Jeff is the almighty god in Discord. I think he has more powers in Discord than I do. No, I want to say the temp's not pressure. Oh. Temp's not pressure. Okay. Add that as a feature request in the Discord. That might make sense. It might make sense to do with something I'm actually building. So, okay. Add that as a feature request. I'm in 2025. Dude, Frank, you just said and now see, I told you I didn't do anything about I didn't touch the chat. I didn't do anything. It's a Streamlab thing. It's not me. It just woke up. Fine. Good. We have comments. Frank, you just said the magic word. Of course, no iRacing. I'm in 2025. iRacing is not in 2025 though. They're living 8 years ago or something. I don't know why they're not giving us the tire data. The YouTube comments. Yes, finally. I told you guys I didn't do anything. It wasn't my fault. Not my fault. Is it on all? Yeah, they're there. They're now everywhere. Good. Anyway, good thing that YouTube also has live chat replay, so people won't think I'm talking to myself, which I do quite often lately. I should look into that. Hey, you doing? Julian Pichet, if using the companion to show standings, does it show opponent classes in ACC like it does on the dash? I don't remember if I've added that. Oh, I don't remember if I've added it there. If I haven't, feature request. Go in Discord. I read them all. There's a lot of stuff in there that I'm working on and I haven't put a tag on it because I just forgotten. There's also stuff that I just released and I haven't closed them. So I read everything. I read everything. And when I forget something, you guys bump it, so I always remember it. So put it in the feature requests. Been a while since we talked on Expo. It was a good time. Yes, Expo was great. This year, Expo will be better. Trust me. I will have more news on that. I will have more news on that. You can switch between overall and class. But I don't know if we have the ACC licenses on it, Jeff. I know you were pushing for that a lot, and I made it, but I don't remember if I put it in the companion. If it's not, add it as a feature request. I'll make sure I do it. All right, so if we don't have much else, I'm gonna go over to the bench. I have this. I have a box to unbox. Honestly, this box, all I did was cover up all the details. I forgot this label here. But this box came to me on Tuesday. I know what it is. I know what it is. But I haven't even touched it. So this will be a true unboxing. I'll come now. Great update. Oh, Marauder. Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, this update was... This update is the preamble to what's coming. The next update has been 8 months in the making. 8 months including... So don't get excited. I'm not gonna build a brand new thing. No, but the work that's gone into the next update, which is more of a product not for retail, but whatnot, it's about 8 months in the works, and it involves the plugin, the website, the APIs. It's a very big thing, but it's not going to change the way you use the dashboard. It's not going to change your day-to-day use. It's a different thing. I will make videos, and I will talk about it when it's released, hopefully in 2 weeks time. That's kind of when I'm thinking I'm going to release it. I guess it'll be ready by then. No, Jeff, don't interrupt your Sec Plus brain softening session. Don't do that. All right, let's move on to the bench, and I will start unboxing that box. I know what it is. Obviously, you don't, but you'll see. All right, so. And we also have, wait, does it work? Close up. Yes, it does. Good. Everything's here. Sorry. Let me get this wheel out of the way. I just have to, before I open this box, I'm going to thank once more, first, Ulanzi, who has supplied all of these lights and everything, which I did not charge, which was my bad. They're also going to send me a few more stuff that I want for the rig, so big thank you to them. If you like any of these lights, so the VL110s, the 40 watt, the 60 watt that's up there, the VL, whatever that's called, the VIGIM, which I'm using over there, like any of these lights, in the description of this video, there's a 10% discount using whatever code I have. I don't remember. I think it's lovely or whatever. So any of these lights, you can get any of these. And they have like so many things, not just lights. This thing over here is probably one of the most useful things. I haven't opened this yet. It's called the Claw. This thing. It's a quick release for 3/4 inch screws, like the ones you find on tripods and everything. It's a quick release, which I have it everywhere. Check this out. You guys can see the camera there. You just click on it and I can remove the camera, and now I can do this. Wait. Hey. You can see everything. And that's the light that's gone off. And this is like, this is pretty awesome, the quick release. I have it on all of the cameras that I'm using, every single one, so I can remove them at any point in time, switch them out and put anything. I think that's like the most useful thing that I actually own, apart from the lights. And secondly, huge, massive thank you to Elgato. I've already been, this is promo or not, partners or not, I've already had, I don't know, like 5 Elgato cameras and 3 Stream Decks. I already had these, like these were things that I purchased on my own. But now that we're partnered, they've sent over quite a few things. So like even the Stream Deck Plus and the Stream Deck XL, the Facecam Pro for the overhead views, which you will be seeing, cover that. So they've sent a few, and they're also sending me, again, a few more stuff for the rig. So after I set up this place, I realized that I needed a few things that I didn't have, and they're sending a supplemental box with a few cameras and some other stuff for the rig upstairs, which I will start streaming. Because right now, I had no plan. Let me move that out of the way. I had no plan on having the close-up camera over here, but I just swiped this camera. Literally, I just unclicked it with the Ulanzi, the Claw, which I have upstairs, the quick release. I just took it, brought it here, ran a cable. I'm like, okay, close-up cam, it's not gonna leave. That's it. So, I'm getting another one upstairs. For Elgato, there is a 5% discount using code LovelySimRacing. Everything's inside the everything's in the description below. Again, if you want to shop anything, look in the description. I have all of the affiliates, discounts and affiliates. So discounts, you actually get something. Affiliates, it's just affiliate marketing for myself. So yeah, let's catch up with chat and then I'm gonna open the box. What's in the box? What's in the box? Let's brighten this thing up. I know it's a bit too bright, but I think this works a bit better there. I'll leave it there. Chat says, are you thinking of getting into hardware? Dashes. Marauder asks me if I'm thinking of getting into hardware. Those are two different questions. Are you thinking of about getting into hardware? Are you thinking about getting into dashes? The latter is no. So I'm not thinking about doing dashes. No. Drum roll. It's a box. My cat goes, yeah. I told you guys I have kittens. You buy them toys and then you have an open box and they spend hours in that box not touching toys. I don't know what was in the case a Simucube sent you. I can't tell you. I still have it. It's right there. I'm not going to tease it anymore though. All right, let's do this. All right, let's get the unboxing knife. I don't know if you have special knives for unboxing, but check this out. Got this for like 50 cents. 50 cents. Beautiful, ain't it? All right, let's, who's guessing? Let's play a guessing game. What do you think is in here? I know what's in here. What do you think is in here? As I slowly cut it open. Guesses, anyone? What's in the box? What's in the box? No, that's not what's in here. That is not what's in here. I saw it. No, it's sim racing stuff. It's sim racing stuff. It is a wheel. It is a wheel. Which wheel? Okay. It's a wheel with a huge screen on it. Let's go. It's easy. No, not Bavarian. You lost. I have to kick you out of the chat now. Cube wheel. No, it's not a cube wheel. 3 more answers, and then I just open the lid. I'll open this part, and you'll see it immediately once I open this part. 2 more answers. 2 more answers. Come on. 2 more guesses. Wheel with a dash. New GSI. No. Max 01. SimLab F1. Sam, you win. Sam got it right. So you guys already know that I did announce a while ago that Soultek is well, I'm going to integrate the Soultek, well, the functions of the Soultek in the lovely dashboard, and I delayed that a lot, obviously. It was not intentional. There's so many other things I need to do, which this was not a priority. But they got back to me, I think, what was it, last week? And they're like, hey, we have units now. We can ship you one. Again, this is a loaner. I don't get to keep this. Honestly, my wife is going to be happy this is a loaner. She keeps on telling me we have so many wheels on the house. I have to buy new furniture just to put the wheels on. And these are just for development. I don't even use them. I'll probably have like an auction someday. And he just told me we have units, we can ship some to you, it'll help you develop it. I'm like, yes, it will help me, obviously, especially for this, because this you need to have the wheel to make the change. It's like the Asher Artura, right? So they shipped me this. And as you can see, I am literally just unboxing this thing. I have not touched it. I've seen it at the expo, seen this wheel at the expo, but that's basically it. Spectra XR. I really love the screen on this thing. Honestly. The screen is just, let's see. Why is it not zooming? Oh, wait, let me see this. Give me a second. Nope. Oh, let me fix it. I'll see if I can fix it, first of all. It should zoom, though. Oh. Huh? Let me just, if I can't fix it, I can't fix it. I fixed it, of course. It was more about not having the right setting. So let's switch over to the overhead. There you go. Okay, so haven't opened it. Banana. Yes, this will have, like, I'm going to be integrating the features that already exist on their dashboards. So they shared, you know, the source for everything for the dashboards. I'm going to be integrating that into Lovely Dashboard as well. I don't know when it's going to come. I don't know when. I'm being as honest as I can. I don't know when, but that's the intention. That's the intention. It's always the intention. And the intention is what actually counts. So this is the Spectra XR. It's got a 302 wheel diameter, which I love. Big wheels. 5-inch touchscreen display, which always kept me on my toes when I saw it. I'm like, this is a beautiful screen. Anodized aluminum structure. 50 over 50A, whatever that means. Overmold silicone grips. Fully customizable RGB illumination. 17 push buttons, blah, blah, blah. Carbon fiber center plate. Okay, I can't read anymore. What else is on the box? What's on the box? What's on the box? Spectra XR Arctic. Oh. So the Arctic is a colorway? No. Isn't it just LED colors? Oh, maybe it's got like dials or something? I have no idea. Alright, I didn't pick this out. They just sent it to me. Sleeve is off. The sleeve is off. Let's do it. Should I punch it open? This year, next year? I'm hoping this year, man. No, I'm just talking about, like, it's not going to be weeks. Probably going to be like a month or two or something. Oh, take a step into the future of sim racing. Soultek. Do anyone of you in the chat know where Soultek is based in? What country? You guys know? Always interesting to know the countries the products are made in, or at least, you know, headquarters, because I'm assuming most everything is made in China now. Nice. You must have really good taste. Welcome to our world. Let's start. Well, thank you very much. You are beautiful too. Stickers. Okay. Good. Oh, more stickers. Oh, these. I gotta see these. So, okay. I'm not gonna be too bad. Turkey, yes. Istanbul. Yes, 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 yes. You are absolutely right. It is Turkey. So, Why? Why is it? These look as if they're very, very, you know, thick. But I do want to, I want to test. I do want to test one sticker. So let's see, what would I not use? I would not use fuel. Not much to use it for in ACC. Of course, probably none of these will ever be used by me, because I don't race anymore. Let's see if there's anything that definitely will not be using. Thanks. I never say thank you, because I never race. Okay, I'm curious. Let's do the test. They're good. They're okay. Come on. There is some bleed. There, you guys can't see it on the camera, but there is some bleed underneath. You can see it's not as bleed proof. You can see a bit. So they're much better than, well, the cube controlled ones. For those that have the cube control, I'm pretty much sure you'd agree. Those stickers suck. So they're good. They're good, obviously. But I think the Lovely stickers are better. And from what I see, these sizes would fit definitely. But the rest, no, not so much. But they're good. All right, and now for the wheel. Revelation. Oh, let's see chat. What should we assume we win? JS, that screen is huge. Do I need to put a back seat? Yeah, maybe. Never heard of Soultek. Where are those made? You haven't heard of Soultek? Go find, Google that name. They have amazing stuff. Below by the description as usual. Nice. Wait. Dude, Jeff, of course I am. Of course I'm going to judge everyone else now. You are doing some dash for the new Conspit wheel with a small screen? Yes, Bruno, I have 2 wheels. 2 wheels are coming in. They were supposed to come in today, but they're coming in tomorrow. So it's the 290 GP with a 4.3 inch and the 300 GT with that weird screen. That I'm working with Conspit on those. Those are not SimHub. I'm working with Conspit and their developers to create that. Wow. Oh shit, this feels so good. Okay. This feels really good. I'm pretty sure this is a review unit. Yes. Because it only has the stickers. I don't think you'd buy them with the stickers on. I don't think you'd buy it with the stickers on. This has got to be a review unit, but that's okay. It's just a loaner anyway, so. Okay, out of the box, everything feels sickeningly good. You know, I told you, like, buttons, I like my buttons to feel premium. These are good. You probably can't hear the button clicks, but they are really good. It also has buttons on the back, which I think is pretty cool. And it also has this one button that says setting over here. I'll see what that is. I think that's probably more to do with the with what I'm gonna work on. This is a nice wheel. I like how this is like super thin too, right? Let me zoom out just a bit. You don't need to be that close. It's really thin. It's oddly thin. Like compared even to the GT Neo. Not yet alone, like the Grey Wolf is thicker as well, and it's not as heavy. Shifters are absolutely crisp. And how about this? Yes, it's got enough. Oh, wait, I don't like something. I don't like the opening here. It's good to grab, but it feels weird. The opening. Yeah. This is okay, but this is a bit too big. I'd rather just have it a slot like this one for the clutch. But the clutch, pretty good travel as well. Stiff. Enough. I wish Sim Racing Garage were here. He'd pump out that little dynamo, whatever thing is, and tell you exactly how much Newton meter force you need to press this thing and all that. Yeah, stop making videos. Favorite reviewer. Now my next favorite reviewer is Will Ford, Dan Suzuki, amazing stuff. Lawrence de Sauchois, random call sign, amazing videos. All right, so these are nice, stiff enough but not too stiff. Should I put my gloves on and see what it feels like with the gloves? Nah, let's see what's else in here first. Tools. Oh, what's this? Okay, I'm gonna guess. I don't know. I'm guessing this thing over here would plug in there. This, you can remove this and plug it in there directly on the board and have a USB connection directly for a quick release system instead of having this. I can't connect the screen. That's for sure, because on a Mac, on a Apple Silicon, you cannot have Vocore. At least I have not managed to do it. But I can plug it in and see what it looks like if it's plugged in. Does it light up? Waiting for SimHub connection. So the screen isn't Vocore? Alright, I'm going to try it out later. Give me a second. Let me open up what else is in here. I'm going to put it on the computer. Because Vocore screens do not work with PCs. Magnets, extra magnets. Never seen that in a wheel before. And screws for mounting. Okay, good. Tools and the cable. So you scan it for the user guide. I'm not going to do that though. Okay. All right. I'm curious. I'm going to move over to the computer and see if this thing can connect. Because if it's not using a Vocore screen, I'm curious because no Vocore screen can work on my Mac. It's Apple Silicon, so it doesn't work. Basically, let it like that. I mean, it's as simple as that. Okay. Yeah, let's move over. Let's put everything on the side. Up there. I'm curious. If I plug this in, what's going to happen? Desk cam. Okay. So, put that there on the side. I have all my USB connections and everything there. As I said, I've done some really nice cable management here. So I have like a series of USBs on a powered hub, which run back all the way into my Mac, so I can connect stuff there. And I have one more behind the vertical monitor. So let's close that. Let me launch SimHub. I'm curious. I'm actually curious. I know the Grey Wolf wheel works. So the Grey Wolf works without SimHub. It's not a Vocore. But like the Artura, I'm blanking out, but every other wheel that has a Vocore and dash does not work with Mac Mini because it's Apple Silicon, so there are no drivers. At least I don't know. Like, do you guys know? Can I have a driver? Let's go here. In devices, I'm plugging in, so you can't see it. Let's put that here. I want you guys to be able to see what I see, even if it's really small. I'll zoom in later. Plug it in. Turns on. Okay. Now it says connect it to the Windows PC. Allow. M Pro screen to the Windows PC. Allow. That's what Parallels does. You're using basically the two OSs on one. So come here and say add new device. That thing still says pending. Soultek. We got that. And click OK. I have no idea. Oh shit, it's working. Wheel is on. Oh damn. Oh damn. I don't know if it's gonna work though. Connect to specific screen. I Doubt it. Let me go to Dash Studio. Can we throw this on the Soultek? No. Didn't think so. It is an M Pro, so I think it's Vocor M Pro. Funny it turns on though. Oh, look at that main dashboard. Yeah, I need to do some studying here. It says partially connected. I'm assuming it won't ever connect because of the screen. Yeah. Jeff, Sim Racing Garage, Barry Rowland, what an amazing guy. Like if you wanted to learn something about a product, that's where you would go. Like honestly, that is the dude you'd want to watch. Amazing stuff, but he just stopped making videos. I don't know the whole story, so I can't say much, but kind of sorry about that, to be honest. All right, let's see. Denied. I expected this to be denied anyway. Like I didn't expect this to work. Did not expect it to work. Like everything else will work. Like the LEDs, everything works on all of my wheels, even the GT Neo, everything works. Screens do not work. All right, Frank, thank you for joining. And please use the Levy dashboard and let me know how it goes. I'm waiting for feedback on the new version. So the Dan Suzuki QR, yes, it's the wireless one. Well, it's not wireless, it's wired, but it's running through the QR. Yeah, yeah. Let's go back to the bench and just look at the wheel in a bit more detail. Just, you know, we got everything here. Let's just look at it a bit more. Again, I'm going to have to study this wheel a lot, functionality-wise. So it's not, for me, it's not going to be about, you know, what it feels like. I do have, let me check something. Hold on, caller. Because I have a QR2, I use a QR2. I have a DD1, that's my base, and I have a QR2. So I have a few QRs laying around. So this, if I would use, let me just put these here. And where's the box? Where's the box? There it is. I have no idea if I can use these. I'll probably use this one. So a few QRs laying around, obviously. So wheel, QR, and an adapter ring. So this would probably go here. Yeah. It actually fits really nice. That goes there, and then QR. All right, Frank, that is awesome, and thank you. And everyone that's using the new plugin, if you're using LMU, please don't hesitate to let me know if it's running or not, or if it's running good or not. So this is what it would be like with a QR2 on it. It's actually not bad. Like, this isn't bad. I have worse. I have worse wheels, a bit more extended. I mean, the QR2 is so good. I just hate it how long it is. I wish it was just a bit shorter. I'm pretty sure they could get rid of that bit. Just put it there. Someone, LeoXZ, and these companies, just take this take this, move this here. You don't need more. You don't, that's all the movement. That's all you need. Move it here and add a 70mm pattern on this. Like, honestly, how hard can it be? Do I have to do that too? Do I have to do that? Anyway, so I can put the adapter ring, 70mm adapter ring on here, and then screw this there. And then start using the wheel. Okay. But I have to go on my rig. That's the only issue. I have to do this on my rig. My rig is Windows PC fully capable of an Intel chip. I could run these things prior to my other MacBook, which was an Intel chip, but not on the new Mac Mini. But I'm not changing the Mac Mini. That's a powerful beast. Absolutely a monster. Anything I missed in the chat? Nope. All right. Oh, same old, same old. Check that out. This is from my dear friend Simon of SRM. Where? Oh, there it is. Little sticker. SRM. Sim racing machines. He makes some amazing, amazing stuff. So I've purchased a lot from him, and this is also one of those QR adapters. This probably can adapt to any wheel, but I'm not going to use this now because this is a bit more specific. I have these a lot cheaper ones that just do 70 and 50 mil, or is it 70? I don't remember if it's 50 as well. Basically, it converts 70 for sure to the QR, the Fanatic QR pattern, and they're really thin and small, so they don't take too much space on your wheel. All right, that's it. I don't have anything else for tonight. I don't. I'm all out. I am all out. Next week, if you guys are around, definitely be on Discord. I will be, next week I'll be launching quite a few things. So next week will be all about the lovely store. So we'll have new apparel, new team kit, new shirts. Gloves will go on sale honestly, depending on if I have the packaging, if I have everything done, they will go on sale next week. If I don't, they will go on a pre-sale. So they will definitely be on the store. The new GT Neo stickers will be on the store. The fourth thing that I wanted to put on store will go on next week, but just keep an eye out. So next week it's all about store updates, and the week after that, the new product. I think I'm good. If you don't have any more questions, I definitely don't have anything else to answer. It's midnight here, and I will be going to bed. I am so happy for this version of the lovely dashboard. Absolutely stoked, to be honest. Yeah. All right, I think that's pretty much. Yes, the fourth item is the one you're waiting for. Yes, Chris, there's been a delay, a week delay, so I think it's going to be on the next week. The week after that will be released. So if anyone is wondering, Halo in Reverse, Jeff and Chris are my mods. They're also the two people, and there's one more, but he's not in the chat right now. They're the two people that basically know everything, and yeah, they knew about that. They know about the stuff that's coming. They know the stuff that's going on in the store. They basically know everything because I need to share information with someone, and they just happen to be the people that are my mods, and that's why Chris knows. So he knows. Let's do on the next release. I wish I can answer that. Well, I know, but I won't answer that. I'm being extremely careful about what I talk about, like the new features. For many reasons. Just leave it there. For many reasons. But you'll see, it's not going to be long now. Let's just say the next version might not even affect you. It's probably not even for you. It might not. But when it does come out, I will make videos. I will, again, live stream, demonstrate it. But for me, it's been 8 months in the making. 8 months now. We're in June, which is the 6th. I started in November, or was it October? Planning and designing this new thing. So no, you can ask Jamie. Jamie is too busy. No, it's not that, Bruno. It is not that. It is not that. I don't know if you know, but it is not that. I wish it were, but it's not. Yeah, I can't say much. I mean, it's really close, so just be patient. I'll release it. As I said, it might not even affect any of you. This is it's a product on a different level, but one that's super important for me and for the entire lovely ecosystem. God, can I be more vague? Really? Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna indulge and talk about it yet. I will talk a lot about it, as I did with this release, when it's out. Okay, and then I'll probably need your help as well. So we'll do that there. Anyway, I'll close this stream saying again a massive and huge thank you to my partners, the people I work with on a daily basis, and maybe not so much. The companies that are supporting these very videos and streams and the work that I do. A huge, massive thank you to all of you, to all the members and non-members. This is just a big thank you to everyone that's supporting the projects, that's giving me feedback, negative, again, positive, it doesn't really matter. All of you, thank you very much. I'm still working on these streams, so I don't have scroller with all the members. That's something I need to work on. I haven't done it yet, but honestly, none of this could even happen without you. And I understand it's just a dashboard, right? It's for a game. It's not even important. But right now, for me, this is my life, right? Which is kind of crazy. It's kind of scary if I think about it, which I try not to. But for me, it is important. It is a product that has come out of nothing and has become something. And now I'm working with other people and, sharing this as much as I can. So I cannot thank any of you, all of you, enough for all of this. I know I promised I'd do some racing. Haven't done that yet. Hopefully I will. Anyway, gotta go. It's 2 minutes past midnight. I hope you guys are well. I will see you next week for sure. And next week, I'll probably do a stream showing you guys store stuff or whatnot. Maybe even racing. I keep on saying that and never do it. It's sad, really. Sam says sim racing will never die. No, sim racing will never die. Wish I could say the same thing for myself. But, finite lives. Gotta do the most we can. Enjoy what we're doing. And this is it. This is it for me. All right, guys. Thank you very much. We should jump on the LSR server. Oh shit, I forgot to mention. Really, there's he's probably live right now. Robin Tate from Bongo Racing. Everyone, just head on over to his YouTube. I'm gonna go once I close the stream, I'm gonna go over there. Head on over, search for Bongo Racing, Robin Tate on YouTube. Tonight is the first race of his new lovely Warrior season. So I'm sponsoring that race, and they're racing at Le Mans tonight. So everyone, once this video is closed, head on over there. I'm gonna go over, say hi as well, and give him a follow as well. The guy's amazing, Robin is great. We're working on this new project, which is the new Warrior series. Actually, it's the 5th season, but in this season, I'm also a sponsor, so I'm giving away prizes for the participants, and it's a full split there. So head on over there, and hopefully one day I will be able to say the same thing about my league as well, which is kind of trying to grow, but we're trying to do it. But it will happen. Eventually it will happen. All right, so now once I close the chat, I'm gonna head on over to Robin Tate, Bongo Racing YouTube. I'm gonna go say hello. I want everyone to go there and say hello. We're coming in from Lovely Sim Racing, dropping a like and saying hello to you too. Okay, guys, thank you very much for joining. I will see you guys next week. Bye.